council chamber was vast and cold, filled with representatives from countless worlds. Their eyes were fixed on the entrance as Queen Elena of Earth walked in with calm authority. Ships behind her carried the might of humanity, sleek and powerful, symbols of a people long underestimated. Jack Harper, her loyal captain, stood beside her, observing the stunned reactions. Whispers spread through the room as council members struggled to comprehend what they saw. Earth, a planet once considered primitive, had suddenly risen to interstellar power. Council had never expected humans to reach this level of strength. Their murmurs grew louder, blending with shock and fear. Queen Elena stepped forward, her voice steady and clear. She addressed the council without hesitation. Jack watched the room carefully, ready to act if anyone showed hostility. The humans had come prepared, not only with ships and weapons, but with a plan to prove themselves. "You must understand," Queen Elena said, "we did not come here to start a war. We came because one of our colonies faced destruction. We acted to protect our people. And now, we are here to ensure that no more humans are harmed unjustly." The council remained silent, staring at her. Some members shifted uncomfortably, while others tried to mask their surprise. No one spoke. The weight of human resolve filled the chamber. Jack could see the tension in the air, sharp and dangerous, like a storm waiting to break. A council representative finally found his voice. "You invaded another world?" he asked. His words were sharp, filled with disbelief. He looked at the humans as if they had crossed an unthinkable line. Jack felt his hands clench, knowing the council could not see the full truth yet. "We did not invade lightly," Queen Elena replied. Her eyes were firm and unwavering. "We acted only to protect the innocent. Our actions may seem aggressive, but we cannot allow our people to suffer. We are ready to answer any question, and we will not hide from our responsibilities." Murmurs spread again, but this time with a hint of respect. Some council members began to realize that humans were not weak or simple. Jack sensed the shift. Humans had long been underestimated. Their courage and strategy were impossible to ignore. Jack moved slightly to the side, preparing for any sudden attack. His soldiers, trained for years under his command, were ready. They had faced simulations and drills, but nothing compared to the unpredictability of the council's reactions. Still, they were humans, and humans had survived against all odds. A young council member, nervous and unsure, asked, "Why now? Why reveal your strength?" Queen Elena looked directly at him. "Because we have no choice. Our people need protection, and the galaxy needs to see that humans will not bow to threats. We seek peace, but we will defend our home by any means necessary." The room was quiet. Some members looked angry, others fearful, but none could deny the determination in Elena's voice. Jack saw the subtle glances exchanged among the council, the realization slowly dawning that humans were not to be trifled with. Suddenly, the doors at the rear of the chamber opened, and a small group of human soldiers entered. They were armed, disciplined, and moving with silent precision. Jack led them, showing the council that humans were prepared for any challenge. The soldiers formed a line behind Queen Elena, a clear message that humanity was united and ready. The council could only stare, unable to hide their astonishment. Humans had gone from being ignored to becoming a force to reckon with. Jack felt a surge of pride, knowing that his people had reached a turning point. They had shown courage, skill, and the ability to act decisively. Queen Elena raised her hand slightly, signaling calm. "We are here to talk, to negotiate, and to find a way for humans and other worlds to coexist. But know this, we will defend ourselves if provoked. We are no longer a people to be underestimated." Jack caught her eye, and they shared a silent understanding. The council was shocked, but this was only the beginning. Humans had made their presence known, and the galaxy would never view them the same way again. The chamber remained tense, but humans stood firm, ready for whatever came next. The council chamber remained tense after Queen Elena's speech. Murmurs filled the room, some questioning humanity's power, others doubting their motives. Jack Harper and his soldiers stood ready, knowing that not all council members could be trusted. His voice was sharp and demanding, carrying the weight of authority. Queen Elena did not flinch. She met his gaze evenly.
"Acted.
Because we could not wait." One of our colonies faced annihilation. We acted to save our people. Earth has always been patient, but our patience has limits. We will not stand by while innocents suffer. The council members scoffed. You call this defense? It looks like an invasion. You have ships capable of destroying entire worlds. You have technology no one else possesses. How can we trust you? Jack stepped forward slightly, his voice calm but firm. You can trust our actions because we have always fought for survival and protection. Humans adapt, we learn, and we never back down. You may see our ships as weapons, but they are also tools to defend life. Some council members exchanged uneasy glances. They had expected humans to beg or offer excuses, but instead, they stood proud and unafraid. Jack's words carried weight, showing the council that humans were not weak or timid. A young woman on the council, her face pale, whispered to her neighbor, "Could they really be capable of what they claim?" The neighbor shook her head, eyes wide with disbelief. Humans had always been underestimated. Now the truth was visible. Queen Elena continued, "We do not seek war. We seek recognition and safety for our people. We want to join the council as equals. But make no mistake, if anyone threatens Earth or her people, we will respond with force." The chamber grew quiet again. The tension was thick, almost like a physical presence. Jack sensed the council testing them, watching for weakness. He knew some members were plotting behind the scenes, waiting for an opportunity to strike. He turned to his soldiers. Their eyes met his, and they understood. Every human present was ready for any challenge. Jack had trained them for years, preparing them for impossible odds. They were disciplined, fearless, and loyal. Suddenly, a council member tried to insult Queen Elena, accusing her of aggression and ambition. Jack felt a surge of anger but held himself back. He had learned that restraint could be more powerful than immediate action. Queen Elena raised her hand, signaling calm, and addressed the council with clear authority. "Insults and threats will not sway us," she said. "We are here to prove that humans are capable, reliable, and strong. If you wish to challenge us, do so openly. We will not hide. We will not retreat. We will stand for our people and our home." A low murmur spread through the council chamber. Some members were impressed, others shocked. Jack noticed several representatives whispering to each other, realizing that humans were no ordinary species. The council had misjudged them for too long. Jack moved to a window overlooking the Earth fleet stationed outside the council chamber. Ships gleamed under distant starlight, their engines humming with latent power. He knew that humans could strike decisively if needed. The council must understand that humans were not bluffing. A council member finally spoke, voice trembling slightly. "You claim to protect your people, but how can we verify your intentions? What if your actions provoke conflict with other worlds?" He looked directly at Queen Elena, waiting for an answer. She met his gaze without fear. "Our actions may be bold, but they are just. Humans fight for what is right, not for greed or conquest. You may question our methods, but you cannot deny our purpose. We seek peace, but we will defend our home and people without hesitation." Jack felt a shift in the room. The council could still challenge them, but now they understood that humans were neither weak nor easily intimidated. Humans had arrived as equals, ready to assert their place in the galaxy. Others followed slowly, realizing that Earth had changed, and so had its people. He glanced at Queen Elena, ready to face whatever challenge came next. The council's murmurs had barely settled when alarms sounded across the chamber. Jack Harper and his soldiers tensed immediately. Sensors had detected an attack force approaching from an unexpected direction, while someone within the council had betrayed them, testing the human strength. Queen Elena stood tall, her expression calm. "Prepare for battle," she commanded. The humans moved with precision, their training evident in every step. Jack led a team to the command console, ready to coordinate the defense. Outside the chamber, the fleet faced overwhelming numbers. Council ships fired without warning, expecting humans to falter. But the Earth fleet responded quickly, using sharp maneuvers and unpredictable patterns. The humans had studied every known tactic of the Council and adapted them for their own use. Jack directed small squadrons of ships, sending them in flanking attacks that caught the enemy off guard. Soldiers on the bridge worked in perfect synchrony, their training showing in every command and calculation. Each human acted decisively, showing courage and skill that few could match. Council members watched in shock as the human fleet held their own against far superior numbers. Queen Alina remained on the bridge, calmly giving orders while monitoring every move. Her presence inspired the soldiers, making them fight with unwavering focus. A council representative shouted, questioning their strategy, but no one could challenge the results. Humans were adapting quickly, turning the tide against their attackers. Jack led a strike team directly into the heart of the enemy formation, disabling key ships and creating openings for the rest of the fleet. In the council chamber, the humans moved swiftly. Soldiers secured the entrances and prepared for any council members who might attempt sabotage. Jack knew that vigilance was critical. Humans were not only defending their fleet, but also their honor and position in the galaxy. The enemy ships tried to regroup, but humans anticipated their moves. Using speed, intelligence, and sheer determination, the Earth fleet broke through the attacking lines. Jack and his team disabled multiple ships with calculated strikes, showing that humans could fight strategically as well as forcefully. Back in the chamber, Queen Alina addressed the council members. "You can attack us all you want, but humans will not be broken by threats. We fight for survival and for what is right. We will see that we are not ordinary." Council members stared, unable to hide their astonishment. Humans had turned a near impossible situation into a successful defense. The demonstration of human courage and strategy left many speechless. Jack received reports of a council ship attempting to bypass their defenses. He acted quickly, taking a small team and intercepting it. The soldiers moved through narrow corridors with precision, neutralizing threats with coordinated strikes. Every move showed skill, focus, and bravery. The enemy ship was disabled, and the threat was contained. Jack returned to the command bridge, his soldiers following him. They had faced a superior force and emerged victorious. The Council could no longer underestimate humans or their capabilities. Queen Alina turned to Jack, a small smile forming on her face. "Well done. You've shown them what humans are capable of." Jack nodded, feeling pride and relief. The humans had proven their worth in combat, demonstrating courage, intelligence, and unity. The Council had stared in disbelief. Now they had no choice but to reconsider their assumptions about Earth. The alarm ceased, and the council chamber grew quiet. Humans stood ready, knowing that this was only the beginning. They had faced their first test and succeeded, showing that no force could easily defeat them. Jack and Queen Alina exchanged a look of mutual understanding. The galaxy would never underestimate humans again, and the real challenges were yet to come. The Council had grown uneasy after the attack. While humans had proven their strength, whispers of plots and hidden enemies spread through the chamber. Queen Alina knew the Council was not united. Someone was working against them, seeking to weaken Earth and test their resolve. Jack Harper met with a small team of elite soldiers in a secure room. "We need to find the threat before it finds us," he said. Every soldier understood the importance of the mission. They trained for years for situations like this, and now the test had arrived. The team moved quietly through the corridors of the council station. Sensors blinked, and every shadow could hide danger. Jack led the group with precision, knowing that a single mistake could cost lives. The soldiers were disciplined, their focus sharp, each step calculated. Queen Alina monitored their progress from the command bridge. She coordinated movements, provided intelligence, and maintained a calm presence. Her leadership inspired confidence, showing that humans could act decisively even under pressure. The elite team reached a sector where unusual activity was detected. Jack signaled for caution as they entered the area. Lights flickered, and a faint hum of machinery filled the space. They discovered a hidden group attempting to sabotage the Council's systems, intending to frame humans for chaos. Without hesitation, the soldiers engaged. Combat was swift and precise. Jack and his team neutralized threats efficiently, using strategy and skill rather than brute force alone. The saboteurs had underestimated human adaptability and coordination. The fight continued through tight corridors. Jack and his soldiers moved as one, covering each other and anticipating enemy actions. Every decision mattered, and humans proved their ability to act decisively under extreme pressure. Council members observing remotely could not believe the speed and efficiency of the human team. Queen Alina communicated updates to the command bridge. "Secure the area and disable their equipment," she instructed. Her voice carried authority, and the soldiers obeyed without hesitation. The humans worked together flawlessly, their unity and training evident in every action. The saboteurs realized they were outmatched. Jack captured the leader, demanding information about the plot. Under pressure, the enemy revealed the plan to destabilize the council and create distrust toward humans. Jack reported everything to Queen Alina, who remained composed, ready to use this knowledge to her advantage. With the threat neutralized, the team secured the corridor and restored control over the council systems. Every action had been precise, showing that humans could operate effectively even in the shadows. Jack and his soldiers had not only defended themselves, but also protected the integrity of the council. Queen Alina addressed the council remotely, revealing the plot and showing the evidence. The chamber was shocked. Members could not deny that humans had acted honorably and effectively. The attempt to frame humans had failed, and the conspirators were exposed. Jack returned to the command bridge. His soldiers followed, their faces showing fatigue but pride. They had faced a hidden enemy and succeeded, demonstrating courage, intelligence, and skill. Humans had once again proven their strength in a situation that required both strategy and bravery. The council members could only stare. Humans had not only defended themselves, but also preserved order and revealed the truth. Jack felt a surge of satisfaction, knowing that humans had earned respect through action, not words. Queen Alina looked at her captain and nodded. "You have shown them that humans cannot be deceived or controlled. They will think twice before challenging us again." Jack nodded, understanding that this victory was another step toward recognition and equality. Humans had faced a hidden threat and emerged stronger, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. The council chamber had quieted after the sabotage was exposed. Queen Alina knew the next step required diplomacy as well as strength. She called for a summit, inviting all council members to discuss the situation openly. Jack Harper prepared a team to ensure the human safety, knowing that danger could still lurk. As council members gathered, some still looked wary. They whispered and exchanged glances, unsure how to deal with humans who had proven their power and courage. Queen Alina spoke first, her voice commanding attention. "We are here to find a path forward. Humans do not seek conquest, seek peace, fairness, and security for our people." Several council members attempted to challenge her words. One man, tall and sharp-edged, demanded proof that humans would not act aggressively in the future. Jack watched closely, sensing the tension. Every movement in the chamber mattered, and humans had to show both courage and composure. Suddenly, Jack noticed unusual activity near one of the exits. A small group moved with stealth, clearly attempting to breach security. His instincts told him that someone was planning an attack on Queen Alina during the summit. He signaled his team, and they moved silently, positioning themselves between the Queen and the potential threat. Queen Alina continued to address the council, unaware of the imminent danger. Her calm confidence inspired respect, and many members began to reconsider their assumptions about humans. Jack's team stayed alert, ready to act at the first sign of trouble. The attackers tried to strike, but Jack and his soldiers were faster. They intercepted the intruders with precision, neutralizing them before anyone could be harmed. The chamber erupted in chaos for a moment, but humans remained composed. Jack captured the leader and quickly secured the area, ensuring Queen Alina's safety. The council members stared in shock, unable to hide their astonishment. Humans had not only defended themselves in battle, but had also protected their leader with intelligence and discipline. Jack handed the captured attacker over to Queen Alina, who examined the individual calmly. "These plots will not succeed against humans," Queen Alina said, her voice steady. "We act decisively and justly. We protect our people and uphold order. You will learn that humans are both strong and honorable." The council members could only stare. Whispers of admiration spread, mixing with disbelief. Humans had proven their strength in multiple ways: in battle, in covert operations, and now in protecting their leader during a critical diplomatic event. The council could no longer doubt the abilities or integrity of humanity. Jack returned to Queen Elena's side. "They will think twice before plotting against us again," he said quietly. She nodded, acknowledging the truth of his words. Humans had earned respect, not by words alone but by action, demonstrating courage, skill, and unwavering loyalty. The summit continued after the threat was neutralized. Queen Elena addressed the council, presenting evidence of the plot and explaining humans' motives and actions. Her explanation was clear and firm, leaving little room for doubt. She emphasized humans' desire for peace and cooperation, while showing that they would defend themselves if necessary. Council members who had doubted humans began to listen more carefully. Some nodded in agreement, realizing that humanity's courage and intelligence could not be ignored. Jack observed the subtle shift in attitudes, noting that humans were gaining a place of respect among the council. By the end of the summit, humans had established themselves as a force to be reckoned with. Queen Elena had spoken with authority, defended against threats, and won over allies through both action and words. Jack knew this was only the beginning, but the first major step toward recognition and equality had been achieved. Humans had faced both overt and hidden threats, and they had prevailed. Jack looked at the council chamber, confident that Earth's people were no longer seen as simple or weak. They were a power that demanded respect, and the galaxy would never underestimate them again. The true test of their strength and diplomacy was only beginning, but human tensions rose across the galaxy as one council faction refused to accept the human strength. They gathered a massive fleet, preparing to strike Earth and test its defenses. Jack Harper and Queen Elena monitored every movement, knowing a decisive battle was coming. The fleet approached, numbers far exceeding Earth's forces. But humans were ready. Ships were in formation, weapons charged, and soldiers prepared for combat. Jack moved through the command bridge, issuing orders with precision. Every decision counted in the fight that would determine humanity's place among the stars. The attack began with a sudden barrage. Enemy ships fired without warning, trying to overwhelm the Earth fleet. Jack anticipated their tactics, sending smaller squads to flank and disrupt the enemy lines. The humans moved with coordination and speed, using strategy that the attackers could not predict. Soldiers on the bridge worked flawlessly. Communications were clear, commands executed without hesitation. Jack led a squadron directly into the heart of the enemy formation, targeting key vessels to create openings. Humans fought not only with weapons, but with intelligence and adaptability. Queen Elena oversaw critical operations, directing defenses and inspiring her soldiers. Her presence gave humans confidence, showing that their leader would stand with them in the fight. She issued commands that were both bold and calculated, turning the tide against a larger force. The enemy attempted to regroup, sending reinforcements to cut off human ships. Jack anticipated this and laid traps, using the terrain of space and clever maneuvers to divide their forces. Humans struck quickly, disabling several ships while minimizing their own losses. On the ground, soldiers defended key positions aboard their command stations. Jack led teams through narrow corridors, countering boarding attacks with precision and strength. Humans moved as one, covering each other and neutralizing threats efficiently. Every action reflected discipline, courage, and strategy. Council members observing remotely could not believe what they saw. Humans turned near certain defeat into tactical victories. The attackers were stunned by humans' ingenuity and determination, realizing they had underestimated the species. Jack and his soldiers fought with relentless focus, refusing to yield. As the battle continued, Queen Elena identified the enemy's command ship. She directed Jack to lead an assault, targeting the vessel and cutting the chain of command. The team executed flawlessly, infiltrating the ship and disabling critical systems. The enemy's coordination collapsed under human precision. The fleet outside reflected the chaos inside. Humans pressed forward, striking decisively. Ships moved with calculated risk, striking enemy vessels where they were weakest. Soldiers adapted to every threat, using both technology and skill to overcome superior numbers. Jack's leadership ensured that humans remained united and effective. The enemy began to retreat, unable to maintain their assault against a smaller but more capable force. Humans had turned a desperate defense into victory. showing that courage, intelligence, and adaptability could overcome overwhelming odds. Queen Alina addressed the remaining council members, her voice firm. "You have seen what humans are capable of. We fight for our people, for our home, and for what is right. Those who challenge us will find we do not yield easily." Jack and his soldiers stood ready, proud and vigilant. They had faced the greatest test yet and emerged victorious. The council could no longer question humanity's strength or resolve. Earth had proven that humans were not only survivors but leaders capable of shaping the galaxy. The battle ended with humans in control, their fleet intact, and their reputation stronger than ever. Jack looked at Queen Alina, knowing that this victory was more than military. It was a statement. Humans had earned respect, and the galaxy would never underestimate them again. The council chamber was quiet after the final battle. Humans had proven their strength, courage, and intelligence. Queen Alina stood tall, her eyes scanning the room. Jack Harper and the soldiers were at her side, ready for anything. The council members stared, unable to hide their astonishment and newfound respect. Queen Alina spoke first, her voice steady and commanding. "Humans have shown that we are capable of defending our people and our home. We act with courage, strategy, and integrity. We seek peace, but we will not hesitate to protect what is ours." Whispers filled the chamber. Council members exchanged glances, realizing that humans were no ordinary species. They had faced overwhelming threats, covert plots, and assassination attempts. Yet they had emerged victorious every time. Humans had turned the impossible into reality. A council member finally stood, his voice measured but respectful. "You have proven yourselves. Earth and its people are stronger than we imagined. Your courage and skill are undeniable. We cannot ignore your presence any longer." Jack felt a surge of pride. Years of training, struggle, and preparation had led to this moment. Humans had fought not only for survival, but for recognition, and now they had earned it. Every soldier present had contributed to the victory, showing that humans work together with discipline and intelligence. Queen Alina nodded at Jack. "This is only the beginning. Humans will continue to defend our home and our people. We will participate in the council as equals, and we will shape the galaxy with strength and justice." The council members listened closely. Some nodded in agreement, others remained cautious, but none could deny the truth. Humans had arrived as leaders, capable of influencing interstellar politics and protecting their own. Jack walked through the chamber, observing the reactions. Some members looked impressed, some fearful, but all had a new understanding of human capability. The humans had faced threats with courage, strategy, and unity. They had adapted, learned, and overcome. This was not just a victory in battle, it was a victory for recognition and respect. Queen Alina addressed the council again. "We do not seek domination or conquest. We seek to protect our people and to ensure that peace is maintained. Those who challenge Earth will find that we do not yield easily. We are strong, united, and ready to face any threat." Jack and the soldiers stood silently, their presence a reminder of the humans' unity and strength. The council had witnessed the courage of individuals and the power of collective effort. Humans had proven that they could act decisively in battle, in covert operations, and in diplomacy. The chamber remained tense for a moment, then gradually, a sense of respect settled over the council. Humans had earned it through action, not words. Jack knew that this was only the first step in a long journey, but the foundation had been set. Earth and its people had a place among the stars, recognized and respected. Queen Alina concluded, her tone firm. "Humans will continue to rise, to defend, and to lead. We are not weak, and we are not afraid. The galaxy will know that Earth stands strong, and our people will shape their own destiny." Jack looked at the fleet outside the council station, shining under distant stars. Humans had faced immense challenges and emerged victorious. They had shown bravery, skill, intelligence, and leadership. The council could only watch in awe, knowing that the era of underestimating Earth was over. Humans had earned respect through every trial, every battle, and every decision. Jack stood beside Queen Alina, ready to face whatever the future held. The galaxy had recognized their strength, and Earth had secured its place among the stars. This was the beginning of a new chapter, and humans were ready to lead, protect, and rise to every challenge that lay ahead.